Tomorrow is the anniversary of Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor, opening a new front in World War II.
And Ned Hibbert is here with the personal story of a 93-year-old veteran. Wow, he's lived a long life.
He sure has, and you all know the date, December 7th, 1941. FDR called it a date which will live in infamy. But it sparked an unusual family reunion for two Marines and two sailors, four brothers from East Texas. Now, we're looking at 69 years since Pearl Harbor. Can you believe it's been that long?
Hard to believe.
It was unusual, though, that the four of you brothers would be together in one theater of conflict.
Oh, it took a lot of help from a lot of people to get together. I knew they were aboard ship, all three of them. You couldn't find out where another serviceman was, especially in war. One day I ran in down there, that same girl, she saw me coming. She said, "I knew what you're coming for." I said, "Well, my goodness, why don't you tell me something?" She said, "I can't tell you anything, but if I was looking for him, I'd go to Pier 7. Bang.
You were there.
It was about a mile down there. I ran it in about 5 minutes, I think.
When was the last time you'd seen your brothers before you got together in Pearl Harbor?
Closer to a year.
A year? What was it like getting together?
Oh, it is
three
great.
Brothers?
It is great. They had the Honolulu Tribune sent out, made these pictures.
What do four brothers from East Texas talk about in a time of war when they're tossed back together again at Pearl Harbor?
Just about old times, what had happened in the past, you know.
This past Veterans Day, we had a lovely luncheon here in our dining room for all of our veterans here at the Buckingham. We had 65 veterans. Several of our veterans wore their original uniform.
Probably most of our World War II veterans are in a place like this, a senior living or retirement center. That's the last stop for that generation.
The sad thing is that this generation is about to leave us. And we have wonderful stories, and not enough young people hear these stories and really know what these grandparents and great-grandparents did to make a difference in our lives.
What advice do you have for the next generation?
Serve their country. That's what I would do, because four of us did, and we didn't come home quite as good a shape as we went in, but we all made it back. And I think that was just God's gift to us. He let us all come home.
And incidentally, today, the Pearl Harbor Survivors Association voted not to disband, even though it has shrunk 83% since that association was formed, to only about 3,000 members. Jose?
All right, thanks a lot, Ned. And coming up after the break...